Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today, how are you guys doing? So in my previous video I shared my fibroid story with you guys, and I hope you guys picked one or two things from there. I remember promising to share how to prepare your mind psychologically and also how to pack your bags in that video. So I am here to talk about these two things today, and if you're interested in knowing what to do psychologically, how to prepare your mind, and how to pack your bags for surgery, then this video is for you. Or you have a friend who you think might be going for surgery and doesn't know how to pack their bags or what to pack and all of those things, or is a bit skeptical about it, this video is actually for the person. So stay tuned and keep watching. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please make sure you do so right now, and click on the like button, also the notification button, so you'll be among the first set of people to know when I post a new video. Welcome back guys. So in order to prepare you psychologically, I would like to share how I was able to get my feet or my stand, or psychologically, and so you can pick whatever you want to pick from it. So I remember when it was time for me to do it, after the doctor had said that I should go and pick a date. So I didn't want to carry everybody along. I didn't want to carry a lot of people along. So what I did was to share with very few, when I mean few, not up to 5 people knew that I was going to do the surgery. And even in the 5, not everybody knew the exact day that it was going to happen. So one thing that I noticed happened while I was preparing, then I had like a senior work colleague who had called to say, are you sure? Like everything was fine, I was okay with going for it because I already understood the implications, because I was losing my blood, and I already know that once you start losing your blood you become anemic, and that is not good for anybody, so it's common with pregnancy women because pregnancy comes with anemia, but for a young girl to be anemic is not a good thing, so I knew I was already losing too much blood. I knew that the right thing to do was just take it off, considering the fact that it was blocking a tube. So I got a call from this senior person in the office, and that's because I had to tell the person, because it's office, so the people I told was because I had to tell them. Now when the call came in, the person said, have you gotten a second opinion on this stuff? I was like, not really. I was like, okay, I don't think you should go ahead without a second opinion, So the person kept giving and selling that idea to me, and I'd already fixed a date for this surgery. So I said, okay, no problem, I'm going to try and get the second opinion. So what I did was to also, that same day after the call came in, so the thoughts started coming in, and the second opinion thoughts started coming in, and then I had to call a friend because we have like a doctor friend, but I lost the doctor friend's number. So I called a friend who I'm very sure had the number. So I asked, and I had to tell him what was going on, and he was like, are you sure you want to do this stuff? I'm like, yeah. I was like, I don't think you should go ahead with it. The guy kept telling me reasons why I shouldn't go ahead, how it's going to come back, or am I sure once I'm done with the surgery I'm going to get pregnant, immediately, because it's advisable to just get pregnant. Like I said, the lame excuses out there is for people to just get pregnant. Meanwhile, I know people who are married, with kids, that actually have this thing till date. So it has nothing to do with, I just feel it has nothing to do with that. Well, that was his own explanation, and I said, well, let me just talk to the doctor first and see how that goes. So I called the doctor and I told him what was going on, and he asked me 2 questions. Is it affecting you? I said yes. And he said, the person doing it, is he a consultant in a general hospital? And I said yes. In a government hospital? I said yes, the person is a consultant in a general hospital. He just has his own stuff outside of that. And he said, okay, go ahead and do it. I said okay. He said the reason why he's saying this is because a lot of people just sleep and don't wake up, and people don't know why, and we just think they just died. Usually when an autopsy is carried, you find out that it was actually a ruptured fibroid in the body that actually led to the death. So there are a lot of cases like that. So he told me that a lot of Nigerians live in ignorance, and this has killed a lot of people because they are refusing to do the right thing. So if the person is a consultant in a general hospital, like a government hospital, then you can just go ahead and take it off. And that was all he told me. And I felt very, very happy that somebody who is very knowledgeable in the field is actually encouraging me to pursue what I really want to do. So that part of the story, or that part of my story, is a thing that I held so, is a part I held so dearly in my heart, because when you want to do something, you tell people. I know that they can give you advice from like a consigned place, you know, it's a genuine advice for them, they don't mean no harm and all of that. But the truth is, not every advice that comes from a consigned person is actually good for that situation. So it's always advisable to speak to people who are knowledgeable in that area. Now, the last thing that actually made up my mind was when I now watched Toke Makinwa's video. So I think Toke Makinwa had her own surgery in April. I had mine in May, the next month. Immediately I watched her video, she told me how, well, she told me because I watched it too. So she kept saying the things that she went through, the prayers and all of those things, and all this natural therapy I did also that did not work. I just told myself that there's no point. If Toke can do it and come out, I should be able to do it. So Toke Makinwa's story, shout out to Toke Makinwa, I respect her so much in the industry. So it was her video that actually helped me. A position whereby your fibroid is already affecting you and the doctors are saying this is not good for you, you should just run and take it off. Do not listen to any other person that might just put fear in your heart, you know. So I do not think surgery is a big deal, you know. Honestly, surgery is not a big deal. It's just them cutting you open and removing those stuff and closing you back. No, it's also, you probably be more concerned if the person who is carrying out the surgery is not a professional. So I think that should give you a reason to be afraid. But I do not think surgery is a big deal, you know. I would say I manifested how I wanted my surgery to be. I didn't want it to be more than 2 hours. I wanted it to be smooth. I didn't want to take another person's blood. I'm that closing mates with myself. I said, no, I don't want another person's blood, you know. So I said, I was just telling myself psychologically that it will go well, and excuse me, there will be no need for them to give me blood, because I'm not going to lose so much blood. To my greatest surprise, my surgery lasted for 1 hour 45 minutes, and they removed like 9 fibroids from my body, 2 big ones and the small ones. They removed 9 of them from my body, and there was no need to give me any blood because I did not bleed so much. So that was basically it. I psychologically prepared myself. I remember the night when I was going for the surgery, I had taken the car because you're supposed to report, I think, 24 hours before, like the night before the surgery happens, and you're supposed to stop eating maybe like 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. or so. I think like 6 p.m. the day before, so that your body will be empty. And I had called a taxi to take me there. My family was supposed to join me the next day because there was no need for them to come that night. So when I was telling the taxi guy, because he's a taxi guy that I know, I said, okay, I'm going to the hospital because I'm supposed to have a surgery. Like, conversation just brought conversation, and I decided to tell him. And he said, are you so confident? I'm like, yeah. Like, I have never seen anybody as confident as you are that you're going for a surgery. And you're like, yeah, I'm going for a surgery. Every single thing is fine. Spiritually, I haven't gotten any negative signal to say that this isn't going to go bad, isn't going to go well, you know. So I was very, very confident, and everybody around me that I know that are spiritually inclined has not sent any negative notification to say that, hey, this might, so there's not reason to fear. I know, so I will go and I will come out of it. And I respect you so much, you know. I'm going to church, I'll pray for you. That's what you were saying, but that was how confident I was, and everything went well because I had imagined how I wanted it to be, people I wanted around, and everything worked just the way I wanted it. So that's by the way. So when it comes to things to pack for your surgery, there are a lot of videos out there. I actually watched videos before I went, but the first thing you would need to do before you even start packing is to make sure you shave your VJ, shave and ensure that every single thing is clean, because that area needs to be very, very clean and smooth. So I had shaved I think that same day before I left. So you need to shave. That is number one thing. Shave everywhere. I assume your armpit should always be shaved, though. Your VJ should be shaved. Then the next thing you need to pack would be sanitary towel. Now all the videos I watched before I went on surgery in 2019, there was no video that's talked about sanitary towel, and I was trying that after the surgery. I think the hospital gave me what they had, and afterwards there was nothing to use again. Now the thing is, after they open you up and sew you back, you are supposed to, you still bleed like you're seeing your period. It might not be heavy, but you have to put something there to just protect yourself so you do not mess yourself up. So I wasn't told that, and I didn't bring. So I think I used Dr. Brown. What we did was, when the last one they gave me was about to finish, we made a call for someone to just buy and bring. So you need to take that as part of your, you need to pack it basically in your bag. Then the next thing I think you need to go with will be cute clothes, because the thing is, so the day of the surgery, the hospital is going to give you their cute, nice clothes, garments, you know, to wear. You look all nice. You see all those type of those pictures you see of people who are giving birth. Now, it's not that garment or that attire is not given to you all through your stay in the hospital. It's just given to you for that particular day you're going to be having the surgery. Then afterwards, the day after the surgery, they're going to collect your stuff back, so you start wearing your clothes, and you know to start looking scruffy when people come to look for you in the hospital. So make sure that you pack cute clothes, and yeah, make sure you pack cute clothes, and make sure you pack free cute clothes. I went with dresses, you know, dresses that would not, because you don't want any tights thing around there, you know. So went with dresses, and yeah, so basically dresses. And well, 2 days later I could wear shorts, I could wear joggers, because the thing with surgery is that place is numb. You're not feeling pain. It's only when the medication is wearing out that you might feel pain, or when you want to stand up, you want to cough, that you probably feel pain, you know. But apart from that, you can actually wear your joggers. But I would advise that you go with free dresses, so that you can give that area enough room to heal. I think the duration of healing would be like 1 week. When I mean healing, I mean the surface healing. It's about 1 week, because after 1 week you're expected to come back. So you're discharged after 4 days, for some 3 days, you know. But after that 4 days, which is like the standard number of days you're supposed to spend in the hospital, you're expected to come like 3 days later to come and change the plaster. So the plaster they put from the surgery will be there till 1 week later. That's when you can now come back and change the plaster. So yeah, so that's basically it. So you want to ensure that you're careful with your plaster, so you don't open the womb. I know I had a friend who did it, and her wound was opened a bit and she actually got infected. So because of that story, I was very very careful when I'm sitting down, when I'm standing up, when I'm moving, so I don't push my body so much and I'll have my wound open. Then that's how I'll be doing it again, which might even cause additional pain and maybe more money. So I didn't want that to happen, so I was extremely careful to be sure that that area didn't open. So after a week, when I went back and I was told I was fine, the surface didn't open. I was like, okay, that's cool. So I could now stay without, no, I think they put another plaster, but but the surface had already closed together. Yeah, they put another plaster for like some days or so. Yeah, so that's basically it. Yeah, so you're packing your sanitary towel, you're packing your free clothes, then what else would you need? Yes, you would need pants, please. They didn't tell me to pack pants and I forgot, so these are the things that you would need. You also need your pants because you're wearing a sanitary towel and you would need to wear your pants. Maybe not the first day, but you will have to wear pants after some hours so that you can hold the sanitary towel. Make sure it's not a very tight one that will affect you here. There's some big pants that you can just pull up and use as at that point. Yeah, so another thing you would want to pack would be your toiletries. You need to pack tissue paper because you're going to be needing it when you go to wee after the catheter is removed from you, just in case you don't like the one they have there and you might react to, because some people react to some certain type of tissue paper, so you might need to pack, go with your tissue paper, go with your soap, your cream. Yes, you might not have your bath, but I was taking very good care of. The nurses were bathing me every morning. Every part of my body they wash, but the parts where they'll just use towel and just clean me. So you need your soap, you also need your cream, and then make sure your hair is very nice and clean so you don't look like you're suffering or you don't look like you are a refugee. Just like saying you're home and want to go and give birth. If you notice, most of them braid their hair, and I think braids are more preferable so that no matter how you turn, no matter how much you sleep, whoever comes whenever will see you, excuse me, as nice and fresh. So that's that. So for the extra tips, maybe you're going with maybe your throw pillows. If you're like me that likes to cuddle a lot, you might need some throw pillows around you, and you also need cover clothes. So not all hospitals will give you cover clothes like a small duvet, not all, but I know if you request you will get, and chances are what they will give you might not be what you'll be comfortable with, so it's always advisable for you to go with your own duvet. We went to our white duvet and our pillows, so they were very very good for us. Then for the food, the first food you're going to eat would be pap. For those of you who are from this part of the world, pap is the first thing after you have gassed in the morning. So I started working the next morning, so my surgery started like, I was wheeled like 10:30, so by the time they finished all the preparation, maybe like 11 or thereabout, that was when it started. But as at 12:30 or so, they had finished monitoring me and they were sure that everything was fine, and I was wheeled back to the room between 12 and 1, that, yeah. So that's basically the only part of my surgery that was a bit surprising for me would be me finding out that morning that I was going to be awake. I thought I was going to just sleep off and wake up and find out that it's been done, but that didn't happen. I was actually awake, so I was shocked, like, see the way my eyes were going. That's how shocked I was. I was really shocked that I was going to be awake. They told me that morning, and they were going to give me anesthesia that would keep me awake. I was going to say alive. They were going to keep me awake till the next morning. Now something weird happened when they gave me the first one. It's given in the spine, right? So very painful, very painful. It's like injecting something sharp to your bone marrow, so you feel it here on your knee. I actually felt something they gave me on my spine. I felt it on my knee. You Yes, it was that intense. So the idea is to paralyze the lower part of the body so that they can freely do what they're going to do. But they gave me the first one and they told me to carry my legs up. I could carry both of them or move it. I could move it, and they were just looking at us. So like, the next question they asked me was, "Do you drink?" I said no, and they were wondering what's going on. Why didn't you? Do you understand? Like, you don't drink. They're wondering why the drugs didn't paralyze, because it's strong enough to paralyze anybody at once except to drink, but it didn't. And it was really weird, so they had to give me for the second time. Now that injection was so painful, so painful. And the thing is, when they're giving you, they tell you not to move. If you move, it could break in your spine, and that is another surgery. So it was so crazy. When I mean crazy, it was so painful. And they immediately inserted it, I just started crying. Like, you know how you're crying and you're not moving your body, you can't move, tears are just coming up because you're in pain. That was how painful it was. And yeah, so that was basically it. It wasn't a good memory to have or to remember, but I actually went through that. And afterwards, doctor said, carry your legs up. I couldn't carry it up. I could move it. Next thing, just put out your sofa. So I was like, just like, I'm cleaning you up. Before I know it, they're pulling something. I just asked one of the doctors, the smaller doctor, like, have they started? They said yes, they have actually started. So I was actually awake, and I saw the benefit of being awake while you're doing it. Now, along the line, while you're doing it, I started feeling heartburn. And I told them, because they'll be gisting with you just to be sure that you're conscious, you're awake. As they are doing their own thingy, they're also gisting, saying normal gists, gossiping if possible. And then they check on you, are you okay, how are you feeling, and all of that. So I know I mentioned that I was feeling heartburn, and they asked me, do you have ulcer? And I said no. So immediately they gave me an injection that just calmed the heartburn immediately. So at that point, I knew the reason why they always want people to be awake. Now, if you are awake, they can monitor you, they can ask you questions. In case you're feeling otherwise, they'll know how you're feeling and give you medication immediately, or know how far they can go with the surgery. So it went well. It wasn't it's not something that I think anybody should be scared of. I was scared of it before now, but I'm obviously not afraid of it. It's not like I want to do it again, but it's a walkover. It's something that, and I thank God, I'm not denying the grace of God in all of this thing. And also, I thank God that everything went well. So I would want to encourage anybody that wants to go through it to be brave and do it. If it's going to damage your health, be brave. Either ways, if you don't do it, the stuff you're running away from can actually damage you, and your condition could be worse. Yeah, so I'll encourage you to go through it and do what you need to do, and try not to carry a lot of people along so they do not put fear in you before you go for the surgery, because it is important for you to be psychologically strong and sound before you go for it. Yeah, so just ensure that you pack the things. Yes, your toothpaste and your toothbrush, do not forget. People who do surgery also brush teeth, so don't forget to pack those ones. Your roll on, make sure you don't forget to pack those phones so you don't want to start smelling there. Yeah, so that's basically it. Your towel, if possible. I can't remember if they give us a towel, but just pack everything you need to pack as if you're going to another person's house. Yeah, so that's it. I hope this video is helpful, meaningful to you. If it is, well, let me know how yours went, if you have done it. If you haven't, I encourage you to do so, as well as you have good medical attention around you. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.